Let's see if it works.
It says
friends.
going live.
It says it's working. Hello,
Nice.
YouTube land.
There we go.
Christina here with Matthew.
Hello.
This is a test.
Yeah.
But I think we're good. Hello, friends. So we are doing a Monday morning Ask Me Anything because that sounds fun. We are live on both Instagram and YouTube.
First time. So
this is an exciting process.
Yes,
I'm going to scroll through Instagram. Welcome all our friends. You guys are the best. Like when we go live on Instagram, it's like boom, everyone's like on it this morning. So if you guys have questions, post in the comments on Instagram or YouTube. I was just telling all our friends over on Instagram that you need to learn the MOA, the mechanism of action, when you were learning pharmacology. That is the number one thing you have to know with pharmacology. Like, I don't understand how you can learn pharmacology and not know the mechanism of action of your medications. Friends, seriously, if you are spending 1,000 hours, which I'm sure you are, if you are not learning the mechanism of action first, learn the mechanism of action first. So you're not spending 1,000 hours.
Whoops.
When you are studying pharmacology, the mechanism of action shows you, it tells you what is going on with the medication in the body. What is the drug doing inside the body? You have to know that first, because that is what's going to drive the side effects of the medication, the nursing assessment that you'll do for it, and the interventions, right? Okay, good morning, Instagram. I'm in nursing school and having issues with Apgar scores. Can you explain this? So the Apgar score is basically like the baby newborn assessment. And actually, friends, I have a whole, if you go onto YouTube, type in the search bar, Nursing SOS Apgar, we have a whole video on it. It's a whole breakdown. So fun. When both of our children were born, I was like asking the nurse, I'm like, hey, what was his Apgar score? What was his Apgar score? And I think our first was a 9
out of
10.
Out of 10.
Okay. And our second was a 8.
Yep.
Okay, so
the
9
first
and
one
8.
was better.
9
First one
8.
won.
The first one won.
Is it a contest?
A plus if it's a contest. 80%, 90%. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so those Apgar scores, it just tells us how well a baby is doing when it's entered the world. How wonderful. It's taken at both 1 minute and then at 5 minutes, just so we know, we can kind of see how the babies are doing. I think our second was an 8 because he was slightly gray.
Slightly gray. Yeah.
He was not as
a little Smurf looking.
a little Smurf looking.
Not
more
quite,
than our first.
Yeah.
My baby was 9 out of 10 as well. Yay!
Yeah.
A's all around. If we're saying, oh man, if we're grading our children, that's how we do it. All right, let's look at YouTube.
Yep, YouTube, we have definitely some people coming in. So
how do I study A and P?
And guys, can you also let us know if you can hear us okay?
Just
want to make sure on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time doing it, so glad that you guys could join us.
That sounds fun. And
I've been dragged into this too, so if you want to see more of me, I guess I'll be doing more of these.
This is Matthew.
I am
Say
Matthew.
hi, Matthew.
Hi.
See, you got lots of waves. I love it. Oh, hearing clear. Perfect. Thank you, Denise. All right. So studying A&P, I'm going to answer this because it also came up in our membership community. We actually got this question a lot this past weekend, or this past week. So A&P is kind of different than nursing school, your core nursing school programs, because it's like the foundational piece. It's really a lot of memorization, you guys. Like A&P, I consider to be more memorization. At least it was for me. It was more memorization. Like, do you remember, seriously, like, how big was my stack of flashcards?
Yeah, you. I think that, I'm not sure if that's just you, but you like flashcards. So I'm not sure.
I find them very helpful.
I'm not sure if that's normal, but we had mountains of flashcards.
Mountain's a good word. Yeah, and they were everywhere.
Yeah.
I think I want to find that picture because I took a picture after I finished nursing school. I think it was after I finished nursing school, everything. And I had just like this, I mean, it was just a bazillion flashcards.
Yeah.
So that's how I study for A&P. And actually whiteboards I have two big whiteboards over here.
Over there. But
still use them.
Also just kind of another thing that was interesting too. You use flashcards a lot, but a lot of times you you definitely went through it, but a lot of
Hmm.
times you actually didn't, because it's actually just the act of writing it down constantly and just keeping on writing it down that you kind of
Yes.
committed it to memory. So it's not really that you had to go back through and actually use them as flashcards. It was just you writing. So technically that's why the whiteboards work too, or
Yes.
just keep writing it constantly. But yeah, flashcards, little piece of paper everywhere. That was awesome.
All over our house. We've got like flashcards everywhere. AMP. So that's the thing, is just flashcards, my friends. Just flashcards. If you, and not just AMP. Okay, so here's the thing. Not just AMP, but anything that you just have to rote memorize. Did I say that right? Rote
Yep.
memorization. Anything you just have to memorize. Flashcards and whiteboards. And just like Matthew said, he's totally exactly right. From my experience, when you are doing flashcards, half the battle is just, and like half the benefit of them is just the act of physically writing them out, right? So when you are creating your flashcards, that is going to help you learn just because you're writing it all out. And then it's not necessarily going through them afterwards. You totally can. But I found for me that even if I just wrote out all those gazillion flashcards, I would so surprised at how much I knew at the end of that. So it was super helpful. I just think flashcards and whiteboards, I got my whiteboard over there, just write out the concepts over and over and over again and again and again. How many times? I
Yeah.
mean, until you've committed it to memory.
And that was
Yeah.
new to me because I never studied. I was not a model student. Thus, I am not in nursing school.
Mm,
But anyway, that was kind of new to me because I saw that Christina was doing all these flashcards, which was great. She was writing and she was studying and she was writing all these flashcards, but she would never look at them again. And it just really puzzled
mhm.
me because what are you doing? Isn't the flashcards, the purpose of it is to go through it and look at it and then try and memorize it, look at the back, see if you got it right, and keep doing that. But yeah, it worked really well just to write it down and just wrote memory, just repetition, just keep writing it
Yeah,
down, and then yeah, you'll find that yeah, they're
it's
there
all the
to use
repetition,
as flashcards if you need it, but it's not needed.
right?
So
And don't do flashcards in your car. That sounds dangerous. People say that
yes.
all the time. I actually really don't like that recommendation. I really just don't. Okay, we talked about pharmacology. Pharmacology, the MOA, the mechanism of action. This question keeps coming. I think I've seen it like 3 times so far on Instagram and YouTube.
How to prep for
How to, like,
yeah,
pharmacology,
pharmacology.
pharmacology, all the pharmacology stuff. I know that's been a big deal this past week in our nursing SOS membership community as well. Everyone's wondering about pharmacology. Okay, sorry Instagram, I'm like out of the frame. There you go. Okay,
That's what
there you go.
happens when we're vertical. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
vertical. We like half get cut off. Perfect. So pharmacology, learn the mechanism of action first. That's what you got to do. Help! I hate farm. Yes, there's so many farm questions. I want to. Ooh, there was one about microbiology. Same thing. Microbiology. Anything that's not critical thinking, and anything that's like your core nursing or not your core nursing school classes. Anything you just have to rote memorize. Rote memorization, flashcards, and whiteboards. Seriously, microbiology. I mean, I took microbiology and it was just a lot of writing out those concepts on a whiteboard. And I mean, there's a lot of terms that you have to know. I don't even know if I can remember all those terms from microbiology. I don't know. I know gram negative and gram positive, and I know like the cool clinical stuff. That was really cool. Like, I took an online chemistry class and we just went through I just found my kit. It was an online chemistry class. So we got the kit for home. So cool, because I got to like light things on fire at home, like burn stuff. We had a Bunsen burner at home. It was super cool.
Our first child just found all the
Yes.
chemicals and things. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
Safely, he's totally safe.
yeah,
He's totally safe.
but
No
now
problem.
he
I
likes
took them all away.
playing with like the plastic things.
Mm-hmm.
He
Like
like
the
the little tongs
pipettes. Yeah, the
and that
pipettes.
kid loves funnels.
He loves funnels.
Loves funnels.
So in that chemistry kit, there were different sizes of funnels, and he seriously like looked at it. Funnels. Yes, honey. Funnels. We've got funnels everywhere, you guys. We've got black funnels and yellow funnels and white funnels and just funnels galore in this house. I don't know. Like pouring dirt and water and stuff in funnels. Hey, it's science, right? The science.
Yeah,
3-year-olds are cool with science. Oh,
it's really
man.
cool to watch him go at that. But yeah, it,
That's so funny.
so the distance micro,
Yep. Man. Yep.
interesting.
Microbiology, flashcards, and whiteboards. Seriously, anything that's like rote memorization, flashcards, and whiteboards.
So,
That's the jam.
so quick shout out, Christina. There's another Christina here. I'm
I
in,
always say, oh, go ahead.
yeah, I'm in funds right now, and your test taking strategies just saved my butt.
Woo! I always say that, like, when I come across another Christina, I already feel like we're BFFs because obviously, obviously, best friends forever. Well, hello. You say hi, Nursing SOS. Hello. That's my name now. Will you upload more stuff into Peds? I'm dying. Can you tell me, are you a member? This is a question from Instagram. Aim. Are you uploading things for Peds? So on YouTube, I don't think we have any Peds stuff scheduled, do we? No.
For YouTube?
For YouTube.
No, not for YouTube. No.
For membership, it's in the roadmap for our Nursing SOS membership community. There's a bunch of things I cannot talk about. I cannot say. I cannot say.
That's another thing about our first. He does not use contractions. And so I cannot say. Or even songs that have contractions, he takes them out. Which,
it's so funny. What does he say? Like, because I think the song said I can't, and he says I cannot.
I cannot.
I cannot.
So Pete's thing's definitely on the way in the membership. I'm scheduling out some stuff now. So yeah. Our current project right now that we've been releasing, trickling out in the membership. Do you want to talk about that? Because people have been...
For you farm people, for all you pharmacology, all my friends in pharmacology, inside the Nursing SOS membership community, we're currently releasing a medication database. Boom. Super excited. So instead of like learning your medications from a textbook, because who wants to do that? Nobody. You can just pull up a video and we will teach it to you what you need to learn. And it's like little short, really short videos, because it's like literally one of these 5-minute videos takes our team about 10 hours, roughly, give or take. About 10 hours of work for a 5-minute video. Would you say that's right?
Probably,
I think I did the math. Yeah. It's about 10 hours. Research, transcripts, recording, editing, all the research that goes into it. And we really take all the knowledge and condense it to what you need to know. So you're not like spending 1,000 hours reading and learning from your textbook, things that you don't, need to know about for your exams and for life. So we give it to you. We condense it. So it's a lot easier.
So it's a little, would you say like 5-minute clips?
Yeah, most actually they're between like 3 to 5 minutes per medication, depending on how complex the med is.
So those are trickling
super
out
quick, super fast. And it's nice because it could be like audio too. Like they could just listen again and again and again for the audio.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those will be coming out slowly. So we're posting them as we're getting them done. So like Christina said, it does take some time. So we're trying to get it out as quickly as possible so you guys can start using it. So
mail in nursing school. Any advice?
Mail, like letters and like snail mail?
Mail, MALE.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it.
So men in nursing school, any advice? Not really, because I'm not one.
I am a male, but I'm not in nursing school. So
there's that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like that's helpful. we had several guys in our nursing school program, and they were just the best. I don't know. Yeah. They were just the best. I mean, you knew all of them. They were just so fun. They were the nicest. Just be nice. I don't know. This goes for nursing school in general. Like, guys, just be nice to each other. Why does nursing school have to be like, I'm going to stab you in the throat?
Not quite.
That was dramatic.
Not quite, but
that was probably a little bit dramatic.
It does seem a little cutthroat at times and a little competitive. But I mean, you guys are all in it together, and
just be nice to people.
Cue the song. Is that a High School Musical song? We're all in. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna sing it.
I know. I was thinking, don't stop believing.
There's also that. There's also
Yeah.
that.
Don't stop believing, friends. You're gonna
Um,
pass nursing school. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
but yeah, I did. Yeah, your classmates that were male,
Mm-hmm.
they were
They're
great.
all super
Yeah.
nice. You just be nice. Just be nice,
Yeah.
friends. Okay, let's see.
I like this
On
one
YouTube.
actually.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Do you have a good advice or pep talk for failing a nursing exam? And I bring that up because I know that we do have a YouTube about it, but you can definitely expand on that.
Yeah, we do have a YouTube video about it. Here's the thing. When you fail an exam, do not make that mean that you are a failure. Period. The end. End of story. That's what I often see happen most often is students when you go into your exam and you feel super prepared and like you're just gonna crush it and then you don't. Totally fine. It's totally fine. Do not make that mean that you are a failure or that you are a bad person or that you cannot pass nursing school. No, no, no. Because that's what I see a lot is I see a lot of times students walk into their exam, they fail it or they don't do as well as they want. And then here's what happens. You get in your head. You get in your head, you convince yourself that you're a failure. Obviously, you can't pass nursing school. So what are you going to do? If you don't think you're going to pass nursing school, you don't study for the next exam. And then what's going to happen? You're going to fail your next exam. It's just really a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just that cycle. Do not get caught in that cycle. Break that cycle. So if you do not do as well on an exam as you wanted to, it's totally fine, friend. Move it right along. Keep studying for the next exams. Just because you didn't do as well on one exam does not mean that you're not going to do as well on the next ones. Okay? Are we cool with that? Can I get some applause? Can I get some likes? Can I get some hearts? For that, you are not a failure. You are in nursing school. You are in nursing school. You are amazing. Keep going, friend. Keep going. Thank you. I got some likes. I got some hearts. Hearts for you guys. You made it into nursing school. Keep going. You can do this. Got it? There's your Monday morning pep talk.
As you can tell, Christina is very, very adamant about that. So
I am.
definitely, you guys are great. You've already gotten into med school or
Med school.
nursing school. Gotten into nursing
His
school.
whole family's doctors. We forgive him.
Yes,
It's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, you've already gotten into school or are getting into school. You've already
Yeah, we have a lot going in nursing school.
going in nursing school.
In the
So
fall.
really focus on that and just because an event happens doesn't affect who you actually are as a person. So
Absolutely.
kind of separating that out helps a lot. So what is your identity and separate that out.
Absolutely. Just because you didn't do as well on exam as you would like does not mean you are a failure, friend. Keep going. Keep going. Because if you don't keep going, what's the other option? The other option is quitting. And friends, we don't quit on ourselves here. No, no, no. No, no, no. We don't play that game. We don't play the quitting game. We don't play the quitting game here. Please help. Let's see.
Do you see one or do you want me
going on? Okay, you can keep going. It's
okay. Mike has a question. Really quick question.
Hi, Mike.
We'll start nursing school in the fall, and I'm wondering if he should become a member now or wait until after he starts.
Okay, so if you want to be a nursing SOS member, the thing is that enrollment is closed. It only opens a few times a year. So get on the wait list. And I don't know, Matthew, do you have the wait list link that we can put on YouTube?
Maybe.
Because it only opens a few times a year. And so just make sure you get on the wait list because you will be the first to know. And we do recommend that you join 2 to 3 months before you start your program. That way, because we have some really good courses that you'll want to go through that will really help kickstart your nursing school journey. Like we have a whole course on how to study. We have a whole video on how to answer and raw course as well. So you know, it's like the full course on how to study pharmacology step by step. It's inside our Nursing SOS membership community. So helpful. So I recommend joining 2 to 3 months before you start your program. But here's the thing, enrollment only opens a few times a year. So if you have to join like right after you start or like in the middle of your program, just definitely join because it's going to help you regardless. But ideally, you would join like 2 to 3 months before. So that's how we do that. Love from India. Hello. Double E. No quitters here. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen to that. Can I do one from Instagram?
Yeah.
Is that cool? I just took my exit exam on ATI. I missed it by 6% last week. I'm so discouraged. Do not get discouraged. Keep going no matter what. So here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. If I can get on my soapbox here real quick. Not like I wasn't on my soapbox earlier. If I can just stay on my soapbox. If you fail nursing school, did you know that that's not the end? Like, do we know this? Did you know that there's like tons of nursing school programs in the US? Tons of nursing school programs in the world. Just because you didn't pass or you failed out of one school does not mean that you will not become a nurse. And it does not mean that you will not become an amazing nurse. It just means that your journey might look a little different from someone else's. And that's totally fine. It's totally fine. You will not quit at becoming a nurse. That should be your motto today. I will not quit at becoming a nurse, because the only way that you are not going to succeed at becoming a nurse is if you quit on yourself. That's it. That's it. That's the only reason, right? And that kind of goes for anything in life, right? The only reason that you're not going to get good at something is if you quit. It doesn't matter if you fail. I mean, seriously, how many times have we failed in life in general? Nursing school, college before nursing school, like, elementary school, middle school. Like, we just fail so often. But we always get back up, right? That's how we just keep going. No quitters here.
I like
Happy Monday.
No quitters here.
No quitters here. So funny. I love it. Oh, difference between patient outcome and patient goals. Tell me about it. So, okay, so here's the thing. I have a lot of things this morning. This is kind of the difference between the nursing process and nursing care plans. Kind of a little bit of different wording. Basically the same thing. And when I say basically, I'm saying this is like the exact same thing. So what's the difference between patient outcomes and patient goals? So patient outcome is like part of the nursing process. Outcome identification. If your school includes the O in add OPI, outcome identification. Then when you write your patient goals for your care plans, it's basically those outcomes. Like, what do you want them to do? Like, what are the patient goals that you want that patient to achieve or that patient wants to achieve? So I can always use the example like patient, if you have a cardiac patient who hasn't really been super, ambulatory, after, like, let's say they have a heart surgery or something and they, need to start, kind of walking around on their own. So you might create a patient goal. Patient will walk 10 feet from the bed to the door and then back. That's a patient goal. Patient outcome. It's the same thing. So I hope that clarifies that. There you go. What is the best way to study for the first year? I just look because I have to think about it. So it's basically the same that you will study for all the other years, but it kind of depends on what class you're in, because some schools, the thing is, again, I have so many things this morning, is some schools do like A&P, microbiology and stuff like the first year. So maybe you need to clarify for me. Do you mean the first year of core nursing classes? Because that's very different than the first year of nursing school with prereqs, like micro, A&P. If you're in microbiology or A&P, chemistry, things like that, a lot of it is memorization. And then once you start your nursing school, core nursing school classes like fundamentals, med surge, all of those things, then we get into some more critical thinking. It's not as much rote memorization as it was in your prereqs, like A&P, microbiology, things like that. So when you are in your fundamentals, I actually see that a lot. Have you seen that a lot? The fundamentals?
Yeah. There were some comments about fundamentals and what to do with fundamentals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about fundamentals. So When you are in nursing fundamentals, um, there are four key things that you need to focus on for pretty much everything: pathophysiology or the physiology. You need to understand what's happening in the body. That's it. Whether it's abnormal or whether it's normal, pathophysiology or physiology. Next thing, signs and symptoms. What are the signs and symptoms that you would expect to see? What are the signs and symptoms of things like in fundamentals, you're probably going to learn about diabetes, stroke, heart failure, diabetic ketoacidosis, maybe in fundamentals. But those are kind of your pretty high level, like these are the ones you're probably going to learn. You're also going to learn about ABGs, metabolic acidosis, metabolic alkalosis, respiratory alkalosis, respiratory acidosis. Those four. You're going to learn those in fundamentals. You're going to learn fluid and electrolyte imbalances, hypokalemia, hypercalcemia, all of those things. This advice stands for all of those things you're going to learn in fundamentals. Learn the physiology or the pathophysiology, what is happening in the body. Then, what signs and symptoms will you expect to see? What signs and symptoms would you expect with hypercalcemia or hypokalemia? Metabolic acidosis, all those things. And then nursing assessment, what will you assess for with those things? Then nursing interventions, what will you do about those things? So you have to focus on those four main things. And Matthew, do you mind putting in the chat on YouTube the checklist?
Oh
Because
yeah.
we have a full study checklist for nursing school study checklist. I think it's also in the description on YouTube. But Matthew's going to put it in the chat here for you. So click on that, download it, because it has all those steps for you, how to study in nursing school. It's really going to help you out. So on Instagram, I think it's in my bio. If you're watching on Instagram, go to my bio and it should be linked there in my bio for that checklist. Yep. How can I get on the wait list for membership? Hi, Dama Mama. Dama Mama, hello friend. Yeah, Matthew will put the
Yeah, I put it up a
the
little
wait
bit higher,
list
but I'll recopy
again
it. Yep,
for the
for
membership
sure.
community. Uh oh, hello, your Grace Abounds more. Fancy meeting you again, friend. Are both of you guys nurses?
No,
No,
I'm the nurse. She's not the. No, just kidding. Christine is the nurse.
I am the nurse.
I am not the nurse.
Yeah, he's the fun half. He's the
I'm the the peanut gallery. There you go.
Is that what
I
they
am the
call it?
peanut gallery. No, I'm the cheerleader. I
The
guess.
cheerleader?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So no, I do edit the YouTube videos that
He
you guys
is.
see and the membership videos as well. So
Mhm.
I have learned a little bit about nursing school. I saw a question a little bit higher up about diabetes insipidus, and it's
Yeah.
like I recognize the term. Don't ask me about it, but hey, that sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of while I'm editing, it kind of goes in one ear, out the other, but sometimes something gets stuck in there. So
Like tachypnea. Can you say tachypnea?
tachypnea.
It's like all these like big words. I don't know. Wait, what did you want to be when you grew up? What was it?
Okay, yeah. So Christina mentioned this earlier, but my whole family are doctors. So just growing up, people ask, "Oh, what do you want to be?" And all my friends said the obvious answers: firefighters, policemen, doctors in general,
Yeah.
nurses. I wanted to be a neuro-ophthalmologist.
So he's like this
So
4-year-old walking around the playground. I would like to be a neuro-ophthalmologist.
so yeah, that was my go-to answer. I see. So history kind of collides with what I've been told. So I'm not sure whether it was really my idea or if that's generally what I wanted to do or if I just wanted to sound smart. So I wanted to find the longest sounding complicated thing. And so I said, oh, that sounds good. I'll learn how to say that and just I want to be a neuro-ophthalmologist.
Okay, seriously though,
So
like that's like okay, a neuro-ophthalmologist. Someone might need to explain this to me. Is that dealing with more of the eyes or is it dealing with more of the brain?
That's a
Someone
good
tell me.
question.
Someone tell me.
That is
Do
a
you
good
know?
question.
I don't know.
My
I have
understanding
no idea.
at 4 years old, when I wanted to be a neuro-ophthalmologist, is that it had to do with sight, but it did have to do with how the brain uh, sends the signals. So if you do not have eyesight, it doesn't have to necessarily do
Mm.
with your eyes itself being damaged, but maybe the signal or maybe that part in your brain that is affecting your sight.
See, that would be
So
so fascinating. I love brain stuff. Ooh, where's my brain? I have a brain, you guys. Cool. I love brain stuff. Um, Eyes though, freaky. Like, gross.
yeah.
I cannot. When I was in nursing school, I feel like I almost threw up. I watched a glaucoma surgery, like
Yeah.
how they suck it out of your eyes. I can't
I
even.
remember seeing that.
Too gross for a
I
Monday
thought it was
morning.
probably kind of cool, like how they flip it open and
Oh,
kind of
it
get in there. Yeah.
freaks me out. That is disgusting. It's like kind of why I can't. I mean, contacts are cool, but gross. Gross. I
And
am not an eye person. I'm not an eye person.
just to think that I'm thinking
Oh, no.
debating laser at some point in
Ah,
time, and one of our friends had it done, and he was saying, yeah, the freakiest thing is that like you're awake during the whole thing, and they just cut it, and it's really freaky because they flip it up, and you just lose vision, but you're
you
still
can't
conscious. It's like, wait a
see,
minute.
but you're still conscious, and people do this. Like, and you want to do this?
Yeah.
That does not sound like a fun time to me. Gross. Gross.
So
Eye stuff.
we'll
I don't
see.
do eye stuff.
I graduated from that though. I did not become a neuro ophthalmologist. I did not become a doctor. My whole family of doctors. I kind of ran in the other direction, and
Mhm.
I went into business and human resources.
Which is perfect because he is now the CEO of Nursing SOS. If you guys did not know, Nursing SOS is not just me anymore. It used to be just me back in nursing school. Now we have a whole team, me, you, other nurses. You know, it's a party over here, really.
Yeah. So not using my degree at all, but helping out here, helping
Yeah.
you guys. So hopefully
Yeah,
I'm helping. We'll see.
he is helping.
Um,
All the videos you see on YouTube, totally
so
this guy.
so if you want something new or want me to try something, let me know.
In the
With that,
comments.
I'll
And
try
what
some.
like topics you guys want? If
Yeah.
there's like topics for videos that you guys want, let us know.
I do have a question here. Two questions
I'm
actually from
gonna
YouTube.
um
I was gonna do this one and then that one, or do you want to
yep,
do that one?
sounds good.
All right. So someone asked, "What is the membership?" We were talking about Nursing SOS and Nursing SOS membership. You
Mhm.
guys are on our YouTube channel or
Yep.
Instagram, but what is a membership?
Yeah, so the Nursing SOS membership community is basically me walking you through nursing school, step by step. It's really what it is. So if you are confused at all in nursing school, sick of reading from a textbook, or if your instructor is not teaching in class or online and you just don't know what to do, that's totally fine because you could just pull up a video and I will teach it to you. So that's how we do that. It's basically like a library. It's kind of, I mean, it's a whole library of courses. Like we have the cardiac course, respiratory, endocrine. We've got, like we said, the medication database that we're coming out with now. Just all the everything. Study how to study course, time management course. My goodness. I mean, we have a dose calc workbooks in there. It's there's yeah, join because it's super helpful. Like it's just so much in there. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. So Christine.
Christina is a character and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
I like this guy. I really.
This is
That's like the
awesome.
first comment like directed at me, and I
That
enjoy
guy
that.
is
So thank you
hilarious.
very much.
Yes.
I think I'm hilarious, but sometimes I'm not sure. So
I think he's actually one of the funniest people I know, which is super fun. It's super fun to be married to this guy. Every day's a hoot.
so wrapping
Oh,
up on the
man.
membership, Christina did mention it earlier, but it is closed right now. It only opens a couple times throughout the year. So
Mhm.
definitely join the wait list if you want to learn more or be informed when it does open, since it does open just a couple times. Double E just had a follow-up question. How much is it? So we do offer it uh, as a monthly or yearly membership.
Mhm.
So
Yep, monthly or yearly. Currently, I say this because now don't know if it's going to change in the future, but currently, as of today, which is July 6th, happy July 6th, is $39 a month or $390 per year. So, but it might increase. We never decrease it, but it might increase. When will it open next? I got an email to start. So it was open last week. It will be closed for the foreseeable future. So sorry about that.
So
Yeah,
be sure to join
39.
the wait list.
Join the wait list
So
because you will be the first to know when it opens up. Um, let's see. Suggested for future topics. Oh yeah, psych and mental health. We can totally yeah, we can totally work on that. So if you guys have topics that you want us to do in the future on YouTube, post them in the chat, and we will add those to our list. Can you go up? I thought there was a good. How do you write good essays for nursing school? I woke up at 4 a.m. and wrote them all in one day. That's what I did.
So there are multiple schools of thought for writing in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One school of thought is that you kind of iterate on it. So you write a bunch of drafts and you kind of write something and you go through it and kind of go through it again and again
Mm-hmm.
um, until you're done with it. Is that kind of what you did when but you did all at once in one time, or did you
Yeah.
spread it? You didn't spread it out, obviously, but
No, I don't. I mean, I know that some people can do it a certain way and like different ways, but how I like to do things is just one and done.
mhm.
Really, just one and done. So I would wake up at 4 a.m. literally, like 3 or 4 a.m. I would wake up, write a paper in an entire day. I mean, it would take me probably 14 hours maybe to write a big paper, like 25 pages, 30 pages.
Mhm.
We had really big ones. And it would take me the whole day, but I would wake up really early and I just got it done. One and done. Um, but the thing is that okay, so here's kind of my process. I would always get my sources first. So just make sure that you're like collecting all of your stuff and have all the information first, and then start writing your paper. That was what was really helpful for me. So I was not going back and forth like, oh, let me Google this and get like caught up on Instagram or Facebook. Although I didn't have Instagram back then. I was not getting caught up in like Facebook or news or whatever. I was specifically focused on writing that paper because everything I already planned out. I already had all my sources and all my stuff. So it was really helpful to just be able to have it all in one place, sit down in the morning, early morning, coffee, and get it done. And then you don't have to worry about it. And now here's another thing. Make sure that you finish your, whether it's a paper or a care plan or whatever you have to do, make sure that you finish it early. I always say that you should have
Mhm.
two deadlines. You need a deadline that your professor sets for you. Then you need the deadline that you set for yourself. And that should be at least a few days in advance of your professor's deadline. And here's why. You want to make sure that you have time to like think of stuff. Oh, wait, I missed that. Let me go back and put that in. Or you know what I would do, Matthew? I don't know if you remember this, but the school that I went to had a writing lab. So it was free for students. So when I wrote a paper for nursing school, I would actually email it to them at the writing lab, and they would check my APA and check it over for like grammatical errors and things like that, or how it was structured and all those things. So that was really helpful. So when I got my paper done early, I had time to submit it to that writing lab, and then they would look it over. Super helpful. Check that out for your nursing school to see
Mm.
if that's an option for you. Seriously, so helpful.
So yeah, that's specifically nursing, which is great. Just studying or writing in general. Like
Mhm.
Christina said, yeah, get things done early. So if you think of something before, you can get it in or
Yeah.
get reviews done. Also, a big thing about just writing and studying in general is just knowing yourself and
Yeah.
knowing um, different parts about yourself, how you study best. There are people that are kinetic or auditory, or just try and find the best way that you can learn, or in writing, when's the best time even that you do write. There is studies about how people are more effective during certain times of the day, and it
Mhm.
varies from person to person. So um, kind of lean into that, kind of do a self retrospection on when you can be the most productive and
Yeah.
go and sit down and write during those times. So yeah, just that's just another little tip so that you can be productive when you are productive, and not only just when you're productive, but sometimes people write better during one time and read and memorize things better at another time. So just kind of being aware of those kind of things too may help with that.
Yeah, for sure. For me personally, I know that I can do well in the morning so long as I have my coffee. And I am very good at just focusing for an extended period of time. That's me. Some people might not quite be that way. So if you need breaks throughout the day, like Matthew was saying, know yourself. You have to
Hmm.
know yourself, how you learn best, when you learn best, all those things. If you have little kids, man, are you going to be able to study and research a paper for 14 hours straight if you have little kids?
Yeah.
And the world said, absolutely
Yeah.
not. We know we have a 3-year-old and a 0-year-old. And no,
Yeah.
it's just not going to happen. So, you got to work it around your life. Work it around your life. I've seen this come in. So,
Yep.
and, I have poor eyesight. Can I be a nurse? I'm not good at memorizing too. Any advice? Yes. Limiting beliefs. Don't believe it. Change your thinking. That's all. That's my advice. Change your thinking. If you don't think you can do it, change how you think, because you can absolutely do it. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Like there's. I mean, if you decide, when you decide to do something in life, you have to go for it. Like, you can't let anything stop you. If you've decided that you want to be a nurse, regardless of what happens, this stuff in the world right now, like, no one expected back in February we would be having a pandemic. No one knew.
No. Just a little tangent on that with memorizing. I'm not good at memorizing.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a study a while back. Don't know quite anything on that, but don't quote me. But anyway, what they were saying, what they were saying.
That sounds really authoritative.
I know,
I'm
right?
sorry.
That in his authoritative voice. But anyway, I'm going to continue with my story. Um,
I'm listening.
someone just the act of saying someone was saying I'm not good at remembering names, which is something you hear a lot. Oh, what's your name? I'm not good at remembering names. Or "No, I really don't remember your name, so sorry if I forget your name." Just the simple act of saying that and believing that really affects your memory.
Mm-hmm.
So just altering what Christina said, altering beliefs, limiting beliefs. Just think, oh, I'm not good at it now, or I'm going to improve upon my memorizing.
Right.
Just switching that around just slightly will just help. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
just switching that belief to I'm not good to I'm working on it and I will get better at it. Just that belief alone will help you memorize things, which is kind of funny.
Absolutely. And if you guys are in the membership community, I've talked about this a gazillion times before. I'm in a life coaching program with Brooke Castillo. Check her out if you don't know who I'm talking about. I'm in her life coaching program, and something that she does, she calls them bridge thoughts. So when you have a thought that is holding you back, or a thought that you don't want to have, but you don't yet believe the thought that you want to have, like, let's see. Can we do that one? Like the thought of, like, I can't memorize. Like, I am bad at memorization. You believe that right now. Like, I'm bad at memorization. But you don't quite believe the thought of I'm good at memorization. You can have a bridge thought of, like, I'm learning to be good at memorization. I'm learning how to memorize. So that would be your bridge thought. Like, you're going from here to there. So bridge that thought. You don't have to go, and you can't go from A to Z, because if you don't fully believe, like, I'm good at memorization, that's not going to serve you, right? If you keep telling yourself that, I mean, it's not really going to serve you. You might eventually believe it, but it's more helpful if you say, like, I'm learning how to be good at memorization, or I'm learning how to memorize things, which is what we're all here to do, right? We're here to learn. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, friends. Do not quit on yourself. Do not put so much pressure on yourself. No matter what happens in nursing school, keep going. No matter what. Squash those limiting beliefs. Squash them. Squash them. Do not quit on yourself. Keep going no matter what, and you will get there. You will get there. Next question. Woo! I'm on a roll. Okay. I'm having so much fun. I like Monday mornings. These are fun.
Yeah,
This
is
is
good.
fun.
You
Do you
guys
guys
having fun?
do you guys want us to do this more often? Because oh wow, that's a lot of hearts.
Yeah. So,
Okay, thumbs up on YouTube. Can you like this if you want us to do this more often? We got a lot of hearts on Instagram. So this sounds fun. Let's see. Where am I looking?
what do you want to do?
Cramming throughout the night before the examination is not efficient because you have to remember things. Yeah, for sure. Because you just can't remember those things. What kinds of methods do you use to remember things solidly? So that's a question on YouTube. You've got to, okay, so here's kind of my benchmark for studying. When you are studying, however many hours that you are in class. Now, this can be either in class or online. So however many classes or how many hours you are either in class or online, you will want to study for an additional 2 hours outside of class for every hour that you're in class. So say you have a class in nursing school that's like 3 hours a week. You have lecture for 3 hours a week, whether it's online or whether it's in a physical classroom. If you have, a 3 hour per week lecture, you are going to study outside of class for 6 hours for that class, only for that class. Because then you've also got like skills lab. You've also got what else do you have? I mean, you could have multiple classes and then skills lab. This does not stand for clinical, though. This advice does not stand for clinical because your clinical every week is going to be like 12 hours or something. You're not going to study for 24 hours throughout the week just for clinical. Basically, that's what you're already doing when you're studying for lecture classes. You are studying for clinical. Wow, look how many
And
hearts we got. Wow, you guys are awesome. Yes.
and
Thank
on
you,
that,
Jesus.
and on that point
Love
though, to the cramming point, you don't take the 2 hours and you cram it the night before your next class.
Thank you
You
for the
need
clarification.
you do need to spread that out, just because I mean that's not how your brain works. You need time for it to percolate in there.
Percolate.
Right? Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Percolate.
Oh, no, I was just telling our son this morning, photosynthesis is his word of the day.
Oh, okay.
Photosynthesis.
Yesterday was metamorphosis.
Yes, it
So
was. Today is photosynthesis. Yes.
Yeah.
And percolate. Okay, let it
So
percolate in there, friends.
And what not to do about studying is you don't want to fall asleep on your book because everything just seeps on out.
Basically,
You need to
anything
put the
he
book
did in
on
college.
top of you so the words will seep down into you. So make sure that
That's
when you
gravity.
fall asleep, that you sleep with the book on top of your head, not below your head.
I love it.
There you go.
And don't do like anything that he did in college.
Yeah, I would recommend not doing that either. So
like actually study. Actually do it.
So I always brushed off the 1 hour to 2 hours, and I did get through college eventually. But yeah, definitely for nursing school, seeing Christina go through it, I definitely agree that that is valid information. So yeah, 1 hour in
I'm
class.
glad you agree. That's valid. I think those might be good study tips. If you went through college again.
If I went through it again,
let's be honest, you would probably do it the same way.
I'd think about doing it that way. But yes, 1 hour in, 2 hours out, 2 hours spread out, and
tell you what, spread it out, friends. Just like throughout the week, you cannot cram the night before. That's not going to help you. And okay, so here's this. Okay, it might help you for the exam. Here's where I think people get confused and why people cram. Because if you cram the night before, yeah, it might help you on that exam, but it's all going to fall out of your brain by the final. And we know that the final exam is going to be over everything that you studied in the term. And if you were cramming just the night before, you're not going to remember any of that. Are you kidding me? So no, get enough sleep, study like you should consistently throughout the week, 1 to 2. So if you're in lecture class for 1 hour, you study for 2 hours outside of class. That's kind of our benchmark. That's how you're going to do it. Friends.
All right.
Friends.
If I were to do it again, then I will listen to you.
Really?
I'm not
So
going to do
nice
it
of
again.
you.
I'm
Not
not
gonna
doing
do
it
it
again.
again.
So,
Nope, not going back to school.
so
Okay. Do you make a nursing diagnosis for every patient? Yeah, in school you will, and probably three of them, depending on what your clinical instructor wants you to do. That's how that works.
practice, practice.
Practice, practice. Important information. Oh, okay. I was like, tips on how to distinguish between the MPIR. It's like, MPIR?
NPR?
I
No.
don't know what that is. What's an
Okay.
MPIR? I was thinking, Christina, should you know this? I should probably know that. No. Okay, between the important information. So, clarification tips on how to distinguish between the important information. Yes, there is one thing that's important in nursing school, and it is whatever your professor says is important. And here's why: your professors either wrote your exam or they know what's on your exam. So, when they teach in class, what they teach in class, it follows that that is what they believe is the most important and therefore what they will test you on or what is on your exam. Good? Are
Yeah.
we all clear on that?
Yeah.
Are we all clear on that?
I think that contrary to popular belief, I believe that
Mm,
teachers are there to help you succeed and that they want you to succeed.
yes.
Um, and that they want you
Even
to
in nursing
pass.
school.
Yeah.
Even in
Even
nursing
in
school.
nursing school. And that's why I'm not a teacher because I always thought that it would be fun that if I'm a teacher, I'm going to create a multiple choice test and make the answer all C just to see what would happen. And that's why I'm not a teacher is that
Oh
I
man.
have these funny ideas that would be fun, but I don't think that actual teachers would do that because they're actually there to help you
And you're
get
not there to
through.
help anybody learn.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not here for that.
No, I'm there to perform experiments on the students and that is why I'm not a teacher. But yeah, I
See
think
if everyone will choose C. Is there anyone that gets my joke? Or you can like spell out words, right?
yes, or spell out words or make like cool little designs throughout it,
On the
like a giant
Scantron.
smiley face once the scantron is done. Um, so
Yeah.
again,
Mhm.
no, listen to what your teachers say, and whatever they say is important because they
Yep.
want you to succeed and they want you to become nurses too.
They're
They
not
just want
gonna
you to become
listen to
good
that.
nurses.
Yes. Yeah. Because what happens if we have bad nurses? Nobody's gonna want to go to the hospital ever. I was a patient before I was a nurse.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why I became a nurse. Please be a good nurse because I might be your patient one day. Because I am a cardiac patient. I have a pacemaker. Pretty cool. I'm kind of bionic. I know, right? Very cool. So there's that. Be a good nurse because I might be your patient one day. Let's
I
see.
like this question, and
Your
I'd like.
videos are great. Oh, thank you, friend. You're great. I love you guys. Happy Monday.
I do like this question because I am kind of curious. Yeah, what you would say because I think that you definitely did both, and definitely everyone going through nursing school will do part of both. But what is your opinions on studying in a group versus studying alone?
I didn't see that question.
Is studying in a
Oh, okay.
group more productive than studying alone
Okay.
at home or a library? Libraries are closed around here parts.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of depends on where you're at in the world right now and what's open and what's not, and even how to study in a group versus study individually. So, okay, so here's my advice for group studying. I think group studying can be very effective. However, you have to know it first. Before you go into
Mhm.
a group study session, you have to do the work. You have to put in the work and understand it first yourself, and then you can go into a study group and add value. What you're not going to do is, please do not do this, is walk into a study group not knowing anything, expecting everyone else to teach you. That is not helpful. It is more helpful if you study beforehand and then you are prepared to add value to that group. Walk into that group, quiz each other, go through concepts. Maybe you have quite a list of questions that you want to ask. That is the most effective use of your study time. So it's not like a group work is bad or group studying is bad. No, no, no. Like they both have their different place, right? So whether you're studying in a group or studying individually, you can learn stuff. But what I have found is the most efficient, most beneficial is if you learn it first, and then walk into that group and add value to that group, ask questions, quiz each other, things like that. That is going to be the most efficient way for you to study in a group setting.
Hmm. That's a really good point.
Anything to add?
Yeah, no, yeah, and
Because
but
it's a bummer when like someone comes into the group and they're like, "Oh, I don't know anything. I didn't study at all this week."
we call that social loafing.
Is that the
Yeah,
thing?
that's a
Social
technical term,
loafing.
social loafing for
I've never heard that before.
for team projects, but
Oh, okay.
I think it applies there. But
Hmm.
yeah, definitely, I think that teaching is
Yeah.
one of the best ways to learn memorization and all that.
100%.
What people were asking before, how to memorize, how to just learn things in general. Yeah,
Hmm.
teaching is definitely a really good way of doing that. So that I like that advice is that learn it first, go add value, always be adding value,
Always.
and then teaching it will help solidify it in your own brain.
Hey, can we talk about online classes really quick?
Sure. What about them?
So, when you are in an online class, like everyone is right now, um, the best thing that you can do is convince your instructor that you care and you are showing up. So, how do you do that? How do you convince your instructor that you care and want to be an amazing nurse? You show up every single day. And I don't mean that you get into this discussion forum, because like online classes, right? Have
Yeah.
discussion forums. Can you guys tell me, do you have discussion forums online for your online classes? Tell me in the chat on Instagram or on YouTube. Tell me in the chat if you have discussion forums and have to contribute every week. So here's the thing: if you have a discussion forum, here's what you're not going to do. You are not going to go through and put a bunch of emojis everywhere. You are not going to like write, "Hey man, great post." You're not going to write that. You are going to add value. I want you to write like multiple sentences back to someone. Encourage your fellow students and add value. Did they miss something? Do you have a follow-up question? Things like that. Instagram says we have 25 seconds remaining.
Huh.
Why is that? Oh, because we're like an hour, huh? We've been doing this for like an hour on Instagram.
Yeah, that's right.
Almost an hour on YouTube. So apparently Instagram's going to shut us off. I didn't know I had limits on that. Sorry, friends. If you're on Instagram, bye-bye. Come on over to YouTube, apparently, because Instagram's going to shut us off in 4 seconds.
3, 2, 1, bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
YouTube,
That's
you're still with
weird.
us.
Okay. YouTube's still with us. Hello, YouTube. So yeah, add value on your discussion forums in nursing school. Oh, Double E says you can start it back up right after.
Should I share to
Download first.
download first?
Yeah. Share and then.
This is what happens when you're part of the first.
Oh, error.
So thank you guys.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. So happy Monday, friends. Can we share to IGTV?
We'll see.
I don't know. Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
I don't think it's gonna let
Well,
me start it back up. Okay. We'll just do that later. Sorry, Instagram. Okay, but YouTube. Oh man, it's so spammy. It's so spammy when you go on like a discussion forum and people are like, "Hey man, that was an awesome post. You rad.
Okay, something.
That's lit."
Oh yes. Or what was I saying the other day? What is it now? What did the cool kid say? It's
fire.
It's fire.
It's fire. Is that really a thing? That doesn't sound like it
Yeah.
should be a thing.
So
Fire.
So what was your point? Oh yeah, provide
value. Always provide value. Every day of your life. Just provide value to other people. That's what we're here to do, right? Love God, serve others. That's what we're here to do. Oh, I like that. First, your videos are great. Thank you. You're great. So glad to be here, you guys. How do you know you are ready for the exam? When you know the stuff. How do you know you're ready for your exam?
That is a good question because
It is a
there's
good
always
question.
there is always that kind of doubt or intrepidation, I guess, that, and I think that that's normal and natural to always have that kind of, maybe not to the anxiety level, but always
like
walking,
that pole.
yeah, walking into the classroom and said, do I really know this? And so how do you know when you're ready for an exam?
I have to think about that. I wonder if I could actually have like a criteria for it. How do you know when you're ready for an exam? If I were to come up with a criteria, what would that look like?
I
That's
think
a really great
I
question.
think the main thing is, did I put my best into preparing? Did I put
Yeah.
100% into what I was studying?
Hmm.
Um, can I honestly say to myself, and that's a big thing, is the honesty to yourself and being honest with yourself. But can I honestly say to myself that if I came out of this test and failed it, that I can look at myself in the mirror and say, I did everything I can. I did everything I could. I'm
Hmm.
gonna try harder next time, or I'm gonna find where I can improve upon my studying next time. But as for right now, I did the best I could, and I studied as hard as I could. I studied 100%, and
Yeah.
I left it all on the table.
That's the best you can do. Leave it
Yep.
all. What did they
Yep.
say? Like, is that like a basketball thing? Like, leave it all on the court.
On Yeah, we are not sports people up in here.
Go sports.
But
We are
yeah, so
not sports
I
people.
believe that that's a saying somewhere. So
Leave it all on the field. Leave it all in the exam room.
So just
Leave it
yeah,
all. Like, just
whatever
do
you
your
do,
best.
do it to 100%. Do your best,
Hmm.
and look at yourself honestly and say, is that what I did? And what I did all that I could have done?
Absolutely.
Um,
Yep, absolutely. And I also wanted to say, because you had said, afterwards, do better. And now this is where I think a lot of confusion happens. Well, how do you do better after
mm,
an exam, right? How do you do better? So, always, 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 my advice has always been, when you end that exam, walk yourself into your instructor's office and either sit down with them right then or schedule an appointment to go over your exam every single time. Who does this? I mean, in my nursing school, I did this consistently. No one else does it.
I don't think everyone. Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't understand why. Like, why don't people do this more often? Because, you guys, here's why this is just pure gold. Pure gold. When you go over your exam with your instructor, they're going to help you understand why you got the questions wrong and why you got the questions right. You need that information. You need to know, why are you getting questions wrong? Not only to know the knowledge and the content behind it, but also figure out, how are they wording questions and what answers are they looking for. Pure gold. Pure gold. If you are not doing this, friends, you've got to start. When you end your exam, regardless of what grades you got, even if you got an A, walk into your instructor's office and figure out why you got questions wrong and why you got questions right. You've got to have that information. Not only because it's going to help you remember the content more for your final, because remember, what you're studying during your class the entire 16 weeks or 10 weeks or however long your term in nursing school is, those things are going to show up on your final. If you don't understand it when you take an exam, you have to learn it so that you can do better on the final, right? Right? So do that. Then it's also going to help you figure out, how are they wording questions and how can you get it right in the future. Like, what are they really, like, what kind of answers are they looking for? It's just going to help you kind of rewire your brain. I always call it like a blah, blah,
A wee wire.
a rewire,
A wee
a,
wiring.
blah, blah, a rewire of your brain so that you can really fully understand how nursing school style questions are asked. It's going to be super helpful. Oh, I have subscribed to your channel recently. I find it really useful.
Woohoo!
Whoop whoop for my studies. Thank you for your hardworking love. Oh, thank you so much. You are awesome. You guys are all the best. What's the best way to quiz yourself? That was the one I was going
Oh,
for.
okay.
Hi, Diane. Oh, wait, is it Diane or is it Diana? Diana. Hi, Diana. What is the best way to quiz yourself before an exam? Such a good question. What I would do is come up with, and maybe I just kind of take this for granted because my brain kind of works this way. So you guys tell me if this would work for you. I would come up with questions as an instructor. Like, if I was an
Mm.
instructor, this is what I would ask. And seriously, they were hard questions. They were hard questions. If I was an instructor, here's what I would ask, or here's what I think they're gonna ask, and make sure I could answer that. And how do I answer it in like super depth? Like, do I know it? Oh, also, like, how do you know when you're ready? Why didn't I think of this? How do you know when you're ready for an exam? When you can teach it to someone else.
Hmm.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, and that's also going back to how do you quiz yourself, that I was just thinking.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we were saying earlier about studying in groups, or is working in groups beneficial. Once you know it, then obviously, like we were saying, you teach it. But also, I'd say probably the best way to quiz yourself is to have someone else quiz you,
Yeah.
because there's something goes in your own head if you try and ask yourself the own questions, because you know the kind of know the answer because it's you asking it.
Mhm.
But if you have
Yeah, so
someone
true.
that you trust, that is also 100% into learning and has learned the material and can ask you good questions, then I'd
Mhm.
say that would be the best thing to do, because um, you won't know what they're asking. They are putting in 100% of their effort to make sure that they're giving you hard questions.
Right.
So you'll both learn from that. So yeah, yeah, definitely that goes back to working in a group. Once you know it,
Absolutely.
then you go back
Yeah,
and
know it first and then go into your small group study session. And it's so helpful. I mean, if you have studied for your exam and then now you can teach it to someone, and not just teach it to someone, the trick is to be able to teach it to them in simple terms. Because you guys know, like nursing school, like what in the world is a phospholipid? If you can explain a phospholipid, or like an AMP, glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, if you can teach those to someone in, what do they call them, like lay terms,
layman's
layman's
terms. Yeah.
terms, really simple, easy to understand terms, you're probably going to do well on your exam. So if you can explain like the nursing process to someone in a really really simple, easy breakdown way, I don't know, however you want to say it, in like layman's terms, you're going to do well on your exam.
Actually, come to think of it, didn't you like teach me? I didn't learn
I'm pretty
anything,
sure.
but yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Now I'm teaching. Thanks, babe. Vote of confidence. My first student would have flunked out of nursing school, apparently.
Not because of her, obviously. I mean,
That's hilarious. Oh,
so
man.
yeah, I think that
Yeah.
that's definitely something that you did as well, to learn, is to
Yeah.
teach me. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's something else that you could do, is you can go find someone that is willing to listen and
Hey,
teach them.
stranger on the street. Want to
Yes.
learn about the nursing process? How about some metabolic acidosis? Happy Monday. Okay, friends, this has been so fun. Wow, we've been on for like an hour and 10
Yeah.
minutes on YouTube, and I think
Sounds good.
on Instagram it was like an hour
Well, an
until
hour
they
because
shut
they
us
shut
off.
us off.
They
So
shut us off.
we'll figure that out for next
Sorry,
time.
Instagram.
So
All right.
anything else?
Final
Any
thoughts?
news that we
Final
have?
thoughts?
Any final
No, but if
thoughts?
you are a Nursing SOS member, every single week we're going to be releasing more medications in the medication database. So if you're a Nursing SOS member, which I know we have some on here, make sure that you're checking in your dashboard every single week, and there will be new meds for you.
All right.
Yeah. Super
There's that
excited.
there
And
again.
yeah, so Matthew just put there the wait list. So if you want to get on the wait list to join
And
the
I'll
Nursing
put this
SOS
in there
membership
again.
community, nursingschoolofsuccess.com/join. And then also, we didn't talk about this a ton though, but if you guys are struggling with studying in nursing school, Matthew just put the checklist in the chat. So nursingschoolofsuccess.com/checklist. Download that. If we're talking about things that are just pure gold, that is pure gold. It's seriously a step-by-step breakdown, a checklist of how to study in nursing school. Gotta have it. So download it, print it off. Super helpful for you in nursing school. All right, you guys,
All
if
right.
you loved this, can you please hit that like button? Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And yeah, actually leave a
Yeah,
comment and let
leave a
us
comment
know.
too, so that we can.
Let us know if you guys want more of these AMAs or live videos or things of the sort. And we'd love to do that for you because
Yeah,
I think this would be
definitely.
super duper fun.
So let us know.
Welcome to Monday.
Comment, like, subscribe if you haven't.
Share it.
Share it.
Yep. Go become the nurse that God created only you to be. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How do I end this?
You have to click end
End
stream.
stream.
The big
All
red
right.
button.
Big
Bye.
red button. Bye. Oh, wait, hold on.
There's two.
Ah. Okay. Bye for real.